What's up, guys? Welcome to the next episode of How to Not Suck at Battle Brothers. Last episode, we fought a leader on day 20. We beat him. We did not get his gear because it was a very risky fight, and we honestly just had to kill the dude. We did get his fighting spear, so we probably need to equip that onto somebody, but we also need bros. We are down to 9. We have a contract to hunt down probably hyenas. We'll take a look at the arena, and this is something that you can do for quick money. It tells you here what you're going to be fighting, but you can always just hit, we're going to slaughter them, and then it will ask you, are you sure you want to do this? This is against 2 nachos. Very, 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 very risky. More than likely, it is a tier 3 nacho, and it is a tier 2 nacho. If it's 3 nachos, it could be like 3 level 1s, sometimes it could be 3 level 2s. I think maybe there's a small chance it could be 2 level 2s, which wouldn't be that big of a deal. Like, we have the armor to deal with it. The issue is, our best guys are pretty hurt right now. And this is not a fight that I would want to send a tank into. We really need damage dealers. We would have to heal up our armor. And potentially... So, these are always really intriguing because they give you a lot of money in the early game. Sometimes they can give you over 1,000 crowns. But I think at this point, it's too risky. We love nomads. Cannot afford that one. Caravan hands have a cool event. They have some training, but they get an event very randomly and pretty rarely where they can upgrade your storage in your cart for free. We may get him. We are definitely going to get this gambler. I told you I really like gamblers. He's okay. Probably a better banner than this banner. So we may level up his resolve. We'll do that. Just for the time being. And we need another bro. We're probably just going to get this guy. Do we have armor? We don't. Fingers crossed he's good. So he's not good, but he can throw. We're actually going to give this guy a shield as well, just for survivability. And we'll probably give him this better armor just so he can live. He will actually be a better banner than our banner. And our banner is decent enough that he can hit stuff. So if we have to shift rolls, we are comfortable doing that. The other thing I didn't mention is if your thrower is throwing nets or has a net, you cannot switch to the crossbow because it is a two-handed weapon. So you don't have enough room in the backpack to do that. Now we can. Now we can't. So just an important note to make. So yes, we are probably going to take this beggar. We're definitely going to take this beggar. And losing bros really hurts because we're having to buy new guys and it's setting us back with our money situation. Like, we're getting further and further away from that 2,000 gold. So it'll make you potentially take a risk like, oh, well, I could go do this arena, maybe be at 1,500, then go do this contract and, you know, maybe get there. But at what cost? We have one of our best frontliners injured. We did heal it. It will heal by tomorrow. So this is honestly a moment where I am probably going to rest. We're low on ammo, so we need ammo. Especially now that we have 3 people throwing weapons. There are some nets available. We're going to take those. We'll also make our net boy hold those. Give him a cheap little hat. He got brain damaged, which is actually a good perk if it's on your banner, because it gives you 15% increase to resolve. So like if he got brain damage, that'd be a good thing. As crazy as that sounds. And I think for the purpose of the fight that we are about to go into, we're going to give him a pitchfork, because he is going to need to stab stuff. If we're fighting beasts, it's either going to be nachos or hyenas, and we want to switch to slashing weapons like we did last time. You know what? While we're doing that, we're going to go up here, so we don't waste all that time doing nothing. It's better to heal while you're moving. Potentially grab a fight on the way. This is nothing but one slinger, which is like a crappy archer, some cutthroats, an outlaw, not in the best shape. So I think again we shuffle around a little bit. Probably put him on the front line with a shield. Give him the fighting spear. And the only reason we're giving him a shield is because he's so weak. He's not going to change the fight for us, whether he's double gripped or not. I just really don't want him to die. We are taking a pretty big debuff to our damage output by having so many shields on the front line. Okay, the Outlaw has a whip, which is a very weak weapon, but if you are not armored up, it can hurt you pretty bad, and it will make you bleed. So we're going to let them come to us. We're going to back up. He will be able to hit 3 tiles, which is pretty annoying. But we don't want to take any injuries, or if in a perfect world, we don't want to get hit at all. So if you can get out of a fight using extra ammo, to not have to use your tools, to me that's a pretty good trade-off. So he will be able to hit our frontliners with his whip. Again, our frontliners all have really good gear, so not a huge problem. What they will likely do... Wow, he goes right for him, huh? They will come up and they'll throw that pocket sand at you like we saw last time, which is super annoying because it debuffs your attack. But they're going to let us go in and strike them first, and we are going to do that because we have all these backliners that can step up once and hit. They are letting us get a really nice double swing here, which we will take once we get the surround bonus. We're not really worried about that wooden club. He could stun us, but it's a very weak weapon, so... They are probably going to flank around north. We'll chill back here. I don't think we need to use any nets. I would actually like to not even waste any more ammo if we can avoid it. So he double sands us, which is super annoying. We're just going to go shut him down because these guys are pretty much cooked. Zone both of them. Prevent him from running back. We are going to run them down just for the XP. And our thief levels up. Quick little fight while we're injured. And again, the only damage we took, I think, was that whip on him. Again, we're rolling him like a tank. Could argue that he could be like a good hammer shield type of guy, which is a very cool build. A lot of people like that. But I need him to just be a tank, because we don't really have a great tank right now. We are absolutely going to go gifted on our tank. So we're going to go with HP. We're going to take that resolve because tanks need as much resolve as possible. Like your tank, realistically, you need like 80 resolve plus for endgame. So he is now honestly good enough to chill on the front. He's got 86 HP already. 51 resolve. Once we get him the shield bonus, he'll be right up there with him, if not better. Our OG frontliner will likely be a nimble two-hander. I like to try to get my frontliners to like 100 HP or so before I start worrying about other stuff. I think because we plan on making him a nimble two-hand user, this is the perfect moment where we take dodge. When you take dodge, you almost always want to take relentless as well. It just makes dodge more effective. You do not get a flat 15% to your initiative the entire fight. In fact, after the first round, your fatigue starts to build up, and then you start to get less and less dodge because it's based on your initiative. Relentless cuts that penalty in half. You could also argue to keep his dodge more effective, we would want to give him a two-handed weapon right now instead of a one-handed weapon. While it does make his fatigue less, he's only swinging once per fight. That's to be determined on whether we decide to do that or not. We'll wait to see if we can get a better weapon to do that. The axes are okay. And we get the opportunity for another fight. Don't love fighting in the mountains. He's still injured, which sucks. Let's see if they get off the mountains. They do. And this will be a pretty similar fight to the last one we just did. The difference is they are all outlaws. So they are like beefy versions of the nomads that we just fought. We're going to use the same exact tactic. They do have ranged units, but they are only slingers, and why I did not want to fight them in the mountains is because RNG in this game can be a real bitch. I would ideally like to get some of this 105 armor. We could sure use it. But these guys are pretty damn dangerous. And I'm not really wanting to take that risk right now. Awesome thing about having this frontline thrower is when their throwing skill is really good, it's like not a guaranteed hit, but you can see throwing weapons do a ton of damage in this game. And wow, because he's got an injured hand, we totally whiffed that. But they push you super aggressively just like that. Now this guy being in range right here is actually kind of terrifying. Hopefully they do not... I'm going to move him out so I can get him over here and provide some more help. He's already wavering, which is super unfortunate. I think I may jump on this guy immediately. We have to be careful of who is in these 2 tile ranges. His plan is to step and smack someone in the head with this thing, and we can take maybe 2 hits from this thing. I would really like to avoid that. He's got a flail. When you get close to guys with weapons like this, they get a minus chance to hit. It's not substantial, but it's something. So the only target that he now has to where he's not going to take a nerf to his attack is him, and he's our best defender. He has quick hands, remember, so we can get a poke and maybe a kill. We do get a headshot, but it's not a kill. And these guys just don't really have good targets to hit. Unless he gets a lucky hit on one of these guys, this fight went exceptionally well. Pole maces are very deadly, especially in the early game. These slingers can actually be a real pain in the ass. Remember, we have to be careful of what we do with this guy down here. He's dead, so it doesn't matter. And we're not going to waste any more ammo. And we'll just obliterate these guys with our backliners. May be able to catch him with Pathfinder, we'll see. We will not be able to. So we're just going to end our turn. It'll say he's trying to flee, and then it'll ask us if we want to chase him, and we'll say no, because we cannot catch him. If we had dogs, we could. Maybe we try to get some dogs this episode. If we had dogs in the last episode, where we fought the leader, probably could have gone a little better. Do not underestimate the power of dogs. That's all I will say. We will take a peek. Militiamen can be good. Miners can be really, really good, but they are often asthmatic, which kind of makes them almost an instant fire. We don't necessarily want to take caravans right now. We need money. Secure the cemetery of the poor. So they really want us to secure the cemetery. I'm not worried about his fatigue. We can get a little more for that, but we need money now. These cheap, crappy weapons, the sell price here is not good. It's actually quite bad. So we'll hold off on selling actually valuable stuff. Tools are pretty expensive. Not like ridiculously so, but again, we are in an ambition where we are trying to get 2,000. This will get us very close, but it's going to take us 3 days to go to Sturmfest or Sturmfest. So we're going to pass on that. And the Cemetery of the Poor is only 2 stars rather than 3 stars. We still don't have our banner. I don't know that it will populate Geists on this contract. I think we take this. We're not getting desperate by any means, but I guess I feel like we're getting desperate. Just because we haven't completed our second ambition now. We are going to wait for daytime so we don't take a nerf to our throwing guys. I would like to conserve ammo, because I really don't think he's going to be effective at hitting much. We don't need nets or undead fights. We just want him to be able to do something. We will shield this just to get the double grip. We will, or I'm sorry, pocket that. We'll pocket that just to get the double grip. We're going to put him on the edge. That way if he gets surrounded, we have a better chance to survive. And then for undead, we really don't want spears. They're not super helpful. So we will switch to swords. He will probably end up missing a lot. So in fact, what we're going to do is we're just going to give him a spear. Cleavers are really good for undead. Again, we don't know that it's undead. We're assuming. We're really hoping they don't have a necromancer. Let's see what it gives us. And it is 9 brigands. Okay. We probably pull out the shields eventually. We're going to let them... We took all our throwing weapons away, which was pretty dumb. But what we can do is switch back to them. We couldn't have known, you know? Definitely would have liked to have had the nets. Not the end of the world. He has quick hands, so there's no problem. And they're still not going to push up because they have... Oh, wow. Yeah, crossbows are a bitch. So we need to get up in the action right now. I'm initiating contact, so they come in. And don't just sit there and slam us with ranged. We need to kill him. He will really hurt us. I was considering not putting the shield up, but we are not going to chance it. Great injuries. Injured his leg, which is melee defense. Injured his arm, which is attack power. Unfortunate miss. Great hit. We are going to quick hand back to a spear. Doesn't cost us any fatigue to do so. We'll give him one poke, and then we'll shield wall because we don't want him to get murdered. I feel like his defense is probably good enough to not get hit. That does have a +10 chance to hit. I would go for the kill for the morale break. I could have hit him, but he's injured and he is not a huge threat right now. He is not doing anything. And he needs to be doing something. He's one of our better attackers. That is an unfortunate miss. He has missed now twice. I have a choice. I can move past him because he is throwing, and I can lock both of these guys up, which is exactly what I'm going to do. That way they can no longer shoot us, which is what's really jacking us up right now. Still not comfortable contacting him just yet. You could kill him on this turn, but we are going to shut him down. And we get the flea here. We're going to get the kill with our tank. We'll wait for him to go before we move him in. He has a cleaver. Actually, we're probably not going to move him in. Now we're just going to come send help for this guy. Hoping for the morale check. We don't get it, but it is totally okay. Now we get it. Probably shouldn't have gotten the kill with our fodder, bro. Not the end of the world. And before, that was the same contract from here, but they were willing to give us almost 1,000, and it was a 3-star, so that probably meant that there was maybe a leader there, or certainly more number of guys. We probably could have taken it, but, you know, it is what it is. He is not going to be good enough to ever be a viable thrower, so for now we are treating him as a absolute meat shield. Because he's holding a shield for us, we'll probably go Colossus. He is also probably not good enough to ever do anything legitimate for us. We'll take the 4 and resolve there, and then we'll also grab Colossus on him. Don't really care if these guys die. He, as crappy as he is, we will roll him correctly. So when you see someone that has good rolls in melee and range attack, that is kind of signaling that is a hybrid build. So we're going to roll him like a hybrid build. We'll also take this resolve just because it's a 4. And we're going to go fast adaptation on this guy. So if he misses, he gains a plus 10% chance to hit. And then we also level up our other crappy guy. He rolled pretty high on ranged. But I think, again, this is a trap taking these 3s. We don't need that many ranged characters. He has no stars. We're going to take that. We're going to take defense because he has 2 stars there. And then we're going to take the 4 and hit points. We're also going to give him fast adaptation. We got a Godendag, which is like a giant spear mace that does have a plus chance to hit, which is pretty cool. And it can stun. So we got some sellable stuff off of that. Again, we can look at our tool cost. Right now, we don't even have enough tools to fix the equipment we're currently using. We also got our first crossbow. That doesn't suck. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we might be able to get to 2K off this. It'll be really close. We are likely going to force the 2K. So what happens when you get to 2,000 is it is going to take away 1,000 of those crowns, you'll see. And then you buy your first banner with it, which is super awesome. And let's see if it gives us our ambition. It does. Absolutely awesome. Okay. We got our banner. And this will look like the flag that you choose in the beginning of the game. We give it to our banner. We change his name from backup banner to banner. And now what this does is it gives your entire team a boost to their resolve or morale based on 10% of your resolve. Scales obviously based on how much resolve he has. The next thing that's going to happen is it's going to tell us to name a sergeant like we had talked about. It'll say that when you choose a guy with Rally the Troops, then your ambition is fulfilled. That will give you a Sergeant Sash. That gives you a free 15 more resolve. It's a wearable item up here in this slot, which we haven't really talked about yet. That will put him at 85. And you need that to fight Geists and then to rally your guys when they start fleeing. We are not going to go 3 days northwest to Sturmfest. I just don't see us doing that. We haven't been here yet, have we? We haven't. We need food, we need tools, we need ammo, we need a lot of stuff right now. The villagers are scared, so you can look up in the top right. Someone is taking their villagers, or something is taking their villagers, and then the food price was so cheap because they had a good harvest. So it's probably a beast quest. 3 stars against beasts. We're going to probably pass on that for now, and we'll see what's over here. We'll go over to Fucksburg. And now that we have our ambition fulfilled, it's about XP. We need to get our banner leveled up. He's probably 3 or 4 fights away, depending on how big the fights are, from actually getting there. Okay, I don't think we've done this quest yet. Find the place. Maybe we have. We can do this real quick. It's telling us that it is somewhere southwest near the region of Willow Fields. Before I do that, I always want to see, like, where are they talking about. So it's going to be somewhere in this area right here. Not too far. What we'll do is probably come up here, step on this mountain, and it gives us a huge radius to find, or to your line of sight. And we should be able to find it pretty quickly. These contracts are not worth doing if it says like far ways away. So see, we just made all that money. But I think this is probably a good place to end the episode. Yeah, we're going to head back. We're going to collect our money. So, got 300 crowns for a quarter of a day's work. We're doing fine on money. You can see that when you complete an ambition, prices drop. Very cheap tools. Decently priced ammo. We need both of those things. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I appreciate you guys coming back. I enjoy the comments. I like the discussion. If you haven't subscribed at this point, we're like 8 or 9 episodes deep. Drop a sub, man. We're hoping to get to 800 subs by the end of the year. And again, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and we'll catch you next time.